Good evening. A court document is revealing new details about the man who drove his minivan into a St. Paul school last year, killing an 11-year-old girl. Court records show Richard Benson should not have been driving. Now, the document confirms Benson was having a seizure when he lost control of his minivan and crashed at high speed through the wall of Sept Junior High School. Benson had been prone to suffering seizures since a head injury back in 2002. The document also says doctors told him he needed medication to prevent the attacks, but he rarely filled his prescriptions or took the pills. Now, Benson's van landed on top of 3 grade 6 girls. One of them died in hospital the next day. Now, the agreed statement of facts filed with the court reveals the 2 other girls have suffered long-term effects. One of them remains in a vegetative state. Benson pleaded guilty earlier this month. He is to appear in court for a sentencing hearing in November. 151 people will be receiving a letter from the Prairie North Health Region notifying them of a privacy breach involving their personal information. Now, from 2009 to 2012, an employee who was not involved with patient care improperly accessed the patient's personal information. Now, the employee has since been fired. PNHR was informed of the breach last November and conducted a lengthy investigation to determine the scale of the privacy breach.
The process in going through the steps to determine the breaches, the number and the extent of them, was very labor intensive.
Irene Denise, since the incident occurred, Prairie North has taken many measures to ensure something like this doesn't happen again.
We're very confident that we have taken many steps that will reduce such a risk in the future. We've revised our privacy policies. We've increased emphasis on privacy and confidentiality with our employees. And we've expanded our training and education of staff throughout the region.
Well, the letters were sent out on Thursday and have contact information on them if anyone affected would like to discuss this further. In the past 3 years alone, more than 10,000 people from the Philippines have immigrated to Saskatchewan. That's why a Lloydminster couple wants to help make life a little easier for the newcomers. Joanne and Darren Weinkoff had a sit-down meeting with Saskatchewan Premier Brad Wall this week. Now, he invited about 20 people from across the province to participate in a discussion on issues facing Filipinos.
One of the concerns that brought up is the retention of the newcomers and the foreign workers to stay in the province.
Other issues discussed included the high cost of hiring an immigration agent and the difficulty transferring professional credentials from overseas. Joanne and her husband Darren say they are encouraged Premier Wall is listening to their concerns.
It's a very blessed opportunity to meet with the Premier and just to show that he wanted to further the relationship with the Filipinos.
We're able to find out that we are not by ourselves, that the Premier is concerned even just to give an hour.
Premier Wall squeezed in the meeting before leaving for a trip to Asia this Sunday. He plans to talk trade and immigration with political leaders. Well, ATB Financial first opened its doors 75 years ago in Alberta and has been part of many communities ever since. Well, today the local branch helps celebrate 3/4 of a century and will continue to do so for the next 75 days. Now, as part of their birthday celebration, the local branch donated $1,000 to the Lloydminster Sexual Assault Center.
Our other 170 branches and other 130 agencies were also simultaneously making their donations in their respective communities for a total of $236,000 across the province being donated at one time today.
Now, the branch also gave away 75 seedlings. It hopes to plant a total of 13,000 trees across the province to help further strengthen and deepen their roots. As well, there are more surprises to be unveiled.
We dropped 75 cents a litre off of gas in Edmonton. Coming up on Monday, this is supposed to be a surprise. We're running a coffee day at Second Cup, where we're going to be serving a special Alberta blend of coffee.
And you can visit atb.com for more information on upcoming events.